P and a PSA, um, is that a PSA, professional service automation product, is designed around managing the flow of people, and an ERP is traditionally designed around managing the flow of parts and resources like materials or components of a product, and managing the development and of that product. So when you're looking at what a PSA does really well, is it'll help you look at, are there enough people for my project? Are there enough projects for my people? Um, where am I at in the sales pipeline? What people are joining the organization? What people are leaving the organization? It's a very people centric tool first, that then drives into things like revenue, cost of goods sold, um, and so forth. Um, you guys say versus an ERP are businesses that tend to use a lot of services and people to deliver their work. So if you have staffing, or you're selling people's time, or project based work where most of the expense is labor, a PSA is a purpose built application that's designed to handle people centric type businesses, like a technology consulting company, an engineering consulting company, a project based, um, you know, company that does work where most of the work is people. Those are businesses that want to look at a PSA because it's built for their type of business. An ERP is, as I've said before, started in the manufacturing space and has moved to some other spaces, but you know it's really designed ideally for places where you're building a product, where you're taking components and trying to track all of the costs that are going through a process toward building that product, and then looking at how do we get more and more efficient with that, right? And while there's similar things that are produced on the back end, like a revenue projection or a cost of goods sold, the type of data, the type of information, and the types of decisions are different. One of the big differences is that people's time, once you've lost that time, you can never recover it, right? Where materials, while there's a cost to them sitting in a warehouse, you can actually use them later, right? But if people's time, once you lose that time, let's say you don't have work for someone lined up for a week, then you can't get back that time. That revenue possibility is gone. That time's gone, and therefore a PSA, and specifically the PSA that we've developed, is designed to be very forward looking, to make sure that I can see what's coming, I can predict the future, and therefore I don't have those gaps in time. While you might be able to figure that type of thing out with an ERP, it's not designed around that concept. It's not, kind of built in to its core. So if you're running a services-based business, a PSA is definitely a tool that you're going to want to look at. Will have attributes that really are designed around the services business. So first of all, it needs to be future focused, so that it's not looking at what happened in the past and looking at costs. It's more looking at, what do the next 3, 6, and 9 months look like? What's going to happen, and giving us enough visibility and insights so that we can then change that reality and adjust what's going to happen. They also need to be scalable, not just scalable from I put a lot of users on it, will it perform, but will it grow with my business. Day one, I may have a fixed set of projects that's fairly simple, and over time, I may grow to having many markets and many different practices that I need to be able to track this information from. Um, it needs to be sliceable, where I can look at different areas of the business. So I can look at, how is the company performing within my market? How is the company performing within certain skill sets, or practices? How are things performing? In a variety of different ways. Like, how am I doing with my salaried employees or my contractors or what have you? It needs to be traceable. So, services businesses are constantly changing. There's always new projects, new people, and there's a lot of things that change over time. We need to be able to see, what did it look like 30 days ago? What does it look like today? And be able to trace and see exactly what changed and when it changed. So those are kind of some key attributes of a PSA that, when you're looking at them, you want to make sure are there, because it's essential that the software supports your business and doesn't constrain your business. Did I miss one? That two things are are constantly changing. First of all, um, you know now more than ever, everybody is not in the same room. And 20 years ago, we often could sit in an office and plan out who's going to go on what project. Even 5 years ago, pre-pandemic, that was less and less common, and people were all over the place. And today, with remote work and so forth, people are rarely in the same office in order to work through the details of these things. So one thing PSA software helps is by providing a common view, or a virtual view in cyberspace of all of these decisions, so that everyone, wherever they're at, can see what's happening and participate in the decision making of what's the next step in that, in that staffing plan or what have you. The second thing is that things seem to move faster and faster and faster. So, you don't have a week to get back to the client and say whether you have a staffing plan or not. You don't have, you just don't have time to wait. And the longer things are sitting in your side of the organization, the more opportunity there are for competitors or other people to move faster than you. So another thing that PSA software, and specifically the software we've been writing, can do is not only just put all that data in one place, but we have insights that can help you get to the answer more quickly, right? It tells you the root cause of an issue or the current reality of your business, so you don't have to go looking for that. And then it will advise you on what options are within that current reality. So if I can move faster, then I'm going to be better off. And something that I've seen over years now is that things just keep seeming to move faster and faster. And PSA software can be a good tool to help you do that in a sustainable way. Your business. I would start with identifying what type of business I have. Is it a services business? Is it a manufacturing business? Is it a thought leadership business? Is it a publisher? What is my business? And then I would look for software that was designed for my business. So if you're looking at your business and you say, look, we're a services business, we have a lot of people who go do projects and deliver things, and most of our expenses are payroll, then a PSA software is a perfect fit. Then when you're looking at that software, you need to make sure that that software is flexible and adaptable, and ultimately that it's going to put you in a stance where you can be managing your business and not trying to react to things that happened in the past. So what you want to do is be able to be forward facing, managing the future, understanding the current reality, and then working to change it. So ERPs are also purpose built. So if you have a business that an ERP was built for, then that's a great choice. But trying to take software that either was built for all businesses that's completely generic, that takes a lot of work to customize and really get specific to your business, or that was designed for another type of business and trying to change it to yours, is just going to get you focused more on the software than on running your company. So look for the purpose of your business and then pick the software that was designed for that type of business.